Let's move on quickly now as we go to Osun, our near neighbor here. Even though they are in southwest, we are in north central, but they are our near neighbors, and whatever concerns them, we should, of course, look at it. As we speak, we're not sure, trying to find out latest as far as situation in Osun is concerned. But over the weekend, against all advisories from the Inspector General of Police, advisories from the Attorney General of the Federation for them not to conduct the elections. The Osun State Governor, Isaka Adeleke.
No,
Ademola Adeleke. Isaka Adeleke is the elder brother. Ademola Adeleke carried out the elections in the local government. So new chairman emerged. By Sunday, the result was out. That same Sunday, the chairman was sworn in. At the swearing-in ceremony, the Oyo State Governor, Seyi Makinde, don't forget, of the People's Democratic Party. So if you ask, he will tell you he have the reasons to be there with a PDP brother governor from Osun State. So he was there, and when he was given the opportunity to speak to the issue, he warned the APC, or rather advised the APC to go the legal way if they are not pleased with the results of the election, drawing their attention to what happened in the Second Republic when losers of elections would not follow the legal way to seek a redress. And he mentioned the issue of the Wild West, and he wouldn't want a situation whereby the country is plunged into a similar situation this time around, knowing fully well that the APC are not in support of that election that took place weekend.
Governor Adeleke was...
And he has since then been attacked by
the APC
in Oyo State.
Well,
for making such statements.
One thing I do know is that whether we like it or not, the political activities or politics in the southwest is very, very vibrant. What Adeleke did in Osun State was what practically every governor does in Nigeria. Oyetola was going.
What every governor in Nigeria does?
Yes. Oyetola was going. In fact, I cannot recollect if it was not after he had lost the election. He now conducted local government elections. Hurriedly. And as expected, he won all. And immediately...
He didn't. APC won all.
Okay, APC won all. Thank you. So when Adeleke came into power as governor of Osun State, he now practically dissolved the local government councils with the support of the State House of Assembly, and put in place some form of rudimentary administration. And now that the federal government is insisting that local governments must have councils and they must be granted autonomy, the Osun State governor, like his brother governors, had no choice other than to conduct elections.
2 cases went to court before the election.
Yes.
PDP and APP.
Now, I'm deliberately avoiding the legal element of it because I have no knowledge of law. So I can only talk about what has been reported. So, Governor Adeleke dissolved councils, and at the end of the day, he's now conducted elections on Saturday in which the PDP won overwhelmingly. According to the Osun State Independent Electoral Commission, OSIEC. Now, before then, the APC chairman in Osun State had gone to court. Then there was another one, I think that's the one by APP.
APP, PDP had earlier gone to court. Asking Osun State
Independent Electoral
Commission to cancel that election of
Saturday.
Of Oyetola.
Okay.
The one that brought APC chairman
into office.
Now, APC now went to court to appeal that judgment.
Okay.
They got judgment on the High Court.
Okay.
They went to Appeals Court.
Okay.
At the Appeals Court, they got ruling on one of the cases, PDP. Meanwhile, that of APP is still the ruling had not been given on that, and they have. Don't forget, APP had earlier gotten the judgment at the High Court that election should be declared null and void.
Well,
so APC got victory on the part of appealing the judgment that PDP got, but they didn't appeal that of, or they didn't get any declaration as far as that of APP is concerned.
Well, you see, one thing is sure. As far as I'm concerned, I don't want to say sure because I don't really have what I would call concrete evidence.
Nothing is sure. This is Nigeria.
The politicians are deliberately creating confusion. And where this confusion will end, we don't know. Already, I think in Ikire, that's Irewole local government, the upper week now, we're in a new week now, the week before the elections, I think as many as 6 people were reportedly killed. We also learned that another 2 or is it 3 have also been killed in other parts of Osun State. The situation may have been worse. But one thing is sure is that lives have been lost. And I don't think the objective of politics is to lose lives. My understanding is that the objective of politics is to build a better life for the people, to provide the greatest good for the greatest number. So, but you see, it is clear in this matter that both the APC and the PDP are going for each other's jugular in order to be able to determine who controls Osun State. And given the fact that gubernatorial elections will, by the special grace of God, hold in Osun State in 2026, for all practical purposes, this is a pre-election or pre-gubernatorial election conflict. And whether they like it or not, in this case, one cannot but agree with Seyi Makinde that we must be wary of the potential consequences of, to bring of a term that came in the Second Republic, Akintola Taku. So,
what's Akintola Taku?
The premier of the Western region then, Chief Ladoke Akintola, had a disagreement with his party leader, Chief Obafemi Awolowo. And disciplinary action was taken against him by the party. Akintola responded by leaving the action group and creating a party called the Nigeria National Democratic Party, NNDP. And based on that NNDP, he insisted on remaining in power. He would not step down from the office of the premier. Then there were a number of disturbances. That was when we had the Agbekoya crisis and the wet year that we used to hear about, which Seyi was warning about. So when the thing, so that is basically Akintola Taku, that is Akintola refused to leave office as premier. So when the crisis got beyond, the violence became too much, the parliament was dissolved and an administrator in person of one Dr. Moses Majekodumi was appointed as the administrator of the Western region. Now, he was appointed by the federal government, which was an NPC, NCNC coalition. And these were people that had jailed the leader of the action group. So, but anyway, Akintola refused to leave office, despite being, his party having declared a vote of no confidence in him. So he came back under the NNDP platform and became the premier of the Western region as an alliance partner of the then Northern People's Congress led by Ahmadu Bello. Unfortunately, the two of them died in the 1966 coup. So that's the sole thing of Akintola Taku. So what Seyi is warning against is another form of crisis. You see, in every community there is a political culture. In some communities, the people are submissive, timid, like Kwara. In others, they are less so. What I mean is that The same thing happened in Kwara, but nobody who took it upon himself that he has to be facing his brother on this matter. Yes.
Timid. I'm trying to look for the right word to replace it. Maybe not timid.
Okay.
Yorubas will say, Iyo ekun. Be to joko.
Yes, yes, okay. That there's one very crude interpretation of that. Gentility of a tiger is not a sign of fear. Yes, no, but the fact remains that a lot of things that a politician can get away with in Kwara State, in either Oyo or Osun, it may not be so easy to get away with. I have seen a situation where somebody told a very high-ranking member of a political party in Osun State many years ago that, bros, even if you are the gubernatorial candidate of our party, you simply went and cut a card, and me too, I went and cut a card. I think at that time the membership card of that party was 50 naira. This was in my last year in school, you know. Here, the political history of this place is that somebody goes upstairs, joins the party, and brings all the particulars of membership of that party home, and then in his house. So if the person may be may consider himself the leader of the party in Lawa Ejidongari constituency, but in actual fact he is dividing party ID card at his house in Tanke. You understand? So in the Oyo and Osun, perhaps Ekiti too, very rarely will that happen. There is a higher degree of the spirit of egalitarianism.
That's hypothetical, to be distributing cards in Tanke.
No, I'm just giving an example.
Okay.
Just giving an example of, how the system works here. You know, earlier on, the cards used to be distributed at Ileloke. You know, earlier on. So, if the disbursement, or shall I say, the Godfather syndrome is trickling down to a place like Lanwa Ejidongari in Moro local government, it's not surprising. So anyway, Sheyi's warning is not something we should take lightly. Already, Governor Adeleke has sworn in those 30 local government chairmen, and the Osun State APC, the former chairman, said they are ready to go out to their offices. Fortunately, the governor has already told them that they must not yet go to their offices in order to preserve the peace. And the police did not attempt to provide any security cover for the election. But to the glory of God, because the people of Osun have known that if they fight...
But they were on the streets, we must mention that.
Of course, yes, they were on the streets. The police were on the streets, it was clear. It's just that they didn't go and provide security cover. Unfortunately, there was not real... we didn't get much reports of violence or anything. Of course, the APC said they were boycotting, I think. But nevertheless, the PDP people went out to vote. And in all this, you can see that the conflict between Oyetola, the former APC governor, and as he calls himself, Nuruddin Ademola Jackson, Adeleke, has not yet gone away. And I think the way in which I see it is, it is a pre-gubernatorial contest. You know,
a dress rehearsal.
A dress rehearsal. And I think the APC just realized that, look, this guy is going to hold local government elections. These elections are going to be autonomous. And we are losing out. So it just occurred to them. But people who know, that's why I say I'm afraid of the lawyer anything, the legal anything, said that both parties should have agreed to approach the court to interpret the ruling.
How do we resolve this logjam? Quickly.
Courts. Nigeria is a country governed by a constitution and the rule of law.